here, folks. We're covering it all for you. All those threats from one coast to the other tonight on Weather Unfiltered. Thanks for being with us. I'm Mike Bettis.
I'm Alex Wilson, of course, here with our hurricane expert, Dr. Rick Knabb. A lot to track tonight, from tropical influences in the southwest to a non-tropical but may feel kind of tropical low in the east.
Yeah, and some of the most dangerous weather we ever deal with are the kinds of weather systems that we as humans tend to underestimate. If it's not a major hurricane, we maybe underestimate hurricanes. If it's not a tropical storm, maybe we underestimate frontal systems and nor'easters. But don't be fooled. This is going to overachieve compared to what most people are expecting.
Yeah, do not turn your back on this one.
Because of that, we've got the opportunity for flash flooding over several days. You're looking at the outlooks from the Weather Prediction Center for Friday, for Saturday, and again on Sunday. And you can see that deeper green, that's the best chance zone, but there's a lot of areas shaded in some shade of green, and that would bring a flash flood threat to parts of the Four Corners throughout the weekend and into early next week. We look at the Tucson forecast. You've got the rain showers coming in over the weekend. I think Friday's a generally dry day, not completely. Notice there is that 20% chance of rain, so an isolated chance of wet weather. But in Tucson, you're running a departure of nearly 5 inches, so we are below average despite coming off the monsoon. Average October rainfall would be around 2/3 of an inch of rain. We could be looking at quite a bit, though, into the weekend. So easily exceeding, a monthly average as we look towards Saturday and Sunday. Tomorrow and Saturday, you can see flood watches have already been posted by local National Weather Service offices. So portions of California, a lot of Arizona, southern sections of Utah and southwest Colorado in play for some of those flood conditions possible. This is why when we start up tomorrow, you can see rain chances start to increase, especially later in the day and overnight. Now, by Friday afternoon, parts of Colorado and Utah could see some of the steadiest and at times heavy rainfall. Saturday, the Four Corners continue to see the rain, and that just lingers into our Sunday, even our Monday. So a lot of the same areas are going to continue to see rain chances day after day. And so by the time all is said and done, we could be piling up some decent totals, and again, well over our typical monthly averages when it comes to rainfall. In fact, look at these rainfall total forecasts. You can see a lot of southern sections of Arizona in play for 1 to 3+ inches. Areas in yellow could exceed 3 inches of rain around Flagstaff. That's also a possibility. Phoenix area, probably in that 1 to 2 inch range. Sections of the Four Corners, 1 to 3 inches likely. And this is a part of the country where it does not take much rain to lead to flash flooding. So we've got to be concerned about that. So those dry arroyos, canyons, we've got terrain in play across a lot of the west. So keep in mind, you get a heavy thunderstorm or just some heavy rain over an area, all that water is going to be rushing to the low spots. So I think flash flooding could be a real issue here across the southwest this weekend, Mike.
You're on Weather Unfiltered. Thanks for staying with us. I'm Mike Bettis.
I'm Alex Wilson, of course, here with our hurricane expert, Dr. Rick Knabb. We've got a big coastal low that's going to offer up perhaps something that feels very tropical. Meanwhile, it is tropical moisture in the southwest.
Yeah, see, these systems that are former hurricanes, or these systems that are not ever a hurricane, can be the most insidious, the most dangerous ones, because they convince humans that we're not a big deal, but they know better. They know they can cause just as many wind and water impacts.
The issue is these things are going to stick around for days.
Yeah.
This thing on the East Coast may take 4 or 5 days before it finally leaves.
And there's going to be 2 tropical systems that produce the problems in the desert Southwest.
Yeah, there's a lot of rain on the way for both coasts or both regions of the country, and this comes
non-tropical threats on both sides of the coast.
Yeah.
Thanks for staying with us on Weather Unfiltered. I'm Mike Bettis.
I'm Alex Wilson, of course, with our hurricane expert, Dr. Rick Knabb. Who would have expected that it's a former hurricane causing problems in the desert Southwest? Not a hurricane, but looks and feels like it maybe if you're standing at the beach this weekend in the east.
Yeah, and it's even worse than it might first seem. For the Southwest, there's another named system likely to develop behind Priscilla to add to the multi-day flood event in the Four Corners region, not just Arizona. And then on the East Coast, a lot of you are looking at, oh my gosh, we're going to get coastal flooding.
Right.
Or, oh my gosh, I'm going to get rain-induced flooding. some of y'all are going to get both in the same place.
Oh, that's, yeah, not good.
It's not ideal. The weekend forecast looks really, really gnarly. So we're going to break it all down for you tonight on the show. The center is on it, already highlighting the areas at greatest risk. It's the Four Corners Friday, Saturday, and into Sunday. You can see which areas are highlighted each and every day for the greatest risk. Those would be the darker green shaded areas. But as Dr. Nab just showed us, persistent and at times heavy rainfall falling over a landscape known for, its propensity for flooding. That's unfortunately going to be the story for places like Tucson. Now, Tucson, we've got drier conditions on Friday. I think if anything, we see an isolated thunderstorm or shower, but Saturday and Sunday, those rain chances go way, way up. We're even dropping those temperatures down into the upper 70s by Sunday, so you can see what the rain and cloud cover will do, holding those temperatures way, way down for the second half of the weekend. But even Saturday, we don't warm up very much, or at least as much as we'd expect, right? Low to mid 80s. Tomorrow through Saturday, we've got the flood watches posted for parts of California, but a lot of Arizona, Utah, Colorado also in play. This is tomorrow through Saturday. We very well will see these extended with the rain potential continuing Sunday and then into Monday of next week. All right, so here's your flood threat. Here's the forecast. Tomorrow morning, not a ton out there, but there will be some rain. Things really start to ramp up here as we get into the day Friday, especially later in the day Friday. So Saturday, now at lunchtime, you've got rain all across the Four Corners. The areas in dark green, that would be where we see more persistent and at times heavier rainfall. That continues Sunday, even into Monday of next week. And so with the persistent rain, adding up some pretty hefty totals, we could be looking at widespread flash flooding concerns throughout the weekend. So it's not just one day. It's going to be all weekend long. Even late Monday, it's still raining in places like Tucson, Albuquerque, south and west parts of Colorado. Rainfall totals 1 to 2 inches for places like Phoenix. 2 to 3 inches possible up around Flagstaff, but especially southern sections of Arizona, also New Mexico. Some of these spots could see over 3 inches of rainfall. Notice into southeastern Utah, southwestern parts of Colorado, we've also got the likelihood for some higher totals there. So that kind of rain across a desert landscape, across areas of terrain in a desert landscape, that could lead to some rushing water. So scenes like what we've already seen this monsoon and now here throughout the fall, we could be looking at more images like that. Phoenix, Friday, I think your dry day. Saturday, Sunday, rain chances going up. Thunderstorms also a possibility. So again, with any thunderstorm comes that heavier, higher rainfall rate that would lead to the flash flooding. Taking a closer look at the Phoenix area, again, 1 to 2 inches likely there. Could see more than 2 inches as you head north of the city, but especially south of Phoenix, closer to Tucson, a lot of 2 to 3 plus inches of rainfall. And again, a high concern for flooding over several days down there.
It's going to be, we're covering both coasts for you. We've got trouble on both ends of the country. Thanks for staying with us on Weather Unfiltered. I'm Mike Bettis.
I'm Alex Wilson here with our hurricane expert, Dr. Nab, looking at the southwest and then up and down the east coast for active weather this weekend.
And this is a situation on both coasts that is very survivable unless we underestimate the systems. That's when we get into trouble. Oh, it's not a hurricane anymore coming into Arizona. Oh, it's not even a tropical system going up the East Coast. Then we get out on the roads and we get into trouble in flooding and strong winds, trees coming down.
Yeah.
I mean, this is going to be on the East Coast like a high-end tropical storm with even hurricane-force gusts.
Yeah, it's going to be a big troublemaker for days to come, too. Let's start.